Hello everyone, this is my 1 through 70 new player walkthrough of my Night Elf Druid. This is going to be part 4, I believe, which is 20 through 25. In this part I will be mostly focused around questing, since in the last two I did mostly dungeons. In this one I think I will be going feral, since at this point I've given the perspective of playing through balance, restoration, and guardian. As always, there's nothing to it but to do it, so let's get started. I have some leftover quests from last time when I played. I might have to set my action bars here in a second also.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
I guess that was it. I swear I had another. Oh, no, I have to go all the way back to Goldshire, that's why. Nice AoE spell. I still got 2 left. For this, it's kind of hard because usually people would go tank. I'm not a huge fan of doing that though, because cat and tank go so well together. Just going to take that out. Let's put that there, that there. That works so well. If I have to jump into tank form, I have a single heal. Now let's do the cat tree. Omen of Clarity. I probably should be reading these out. Your auto attacks have a chance to cause a clear casting state, making your next shred, thrash, or swipe cost no energy. That's pretty nice. You got your combo points. Generate abilities have a 10% chance to generate an extra combo point. That's really nice. And then you have a overtime bleed effect, which leads to. That's not too bad. Probably going to go with. Let's go with Omen of Clarity. Let's go with 2 points into the combo. This is a very important one for cat form. Making it to where your Tiger Fury resets whenever you kill something helps extremely with energy. Energy is one of the biggest issues I usually have with Feral, especially when leveling. It's just such a pain in the butt to keep it up. Make sure I got all my stuff here. Let's go back to cat form. Takes me a second to get all my stuff put in the right spots. This is going to be an overtime effect. Usually I try to put my combo stuff up here, my point generators right there. This is a combo, however, I don't plan to use an overtime effect while for the combos because stuff isn't going to live that long. Hopefully, if it does, there's an issue. And then for this one, go ahead and move this over here. Usually I put the non-essentials kind of off to the side. Okay, let's do this. Everything's set up, got my talent points. Let's see how this works. Who knows, this might not last long. Ooh, I forgot my thing. I think I forgot. I'm supposed to have another ability, but I don't see it. I'm supposed to have Berserk. I'm not sure where it's at, though. Give me 1 sec here. I've never had this issue. I must be overlooking it. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at. I guess I'll have to worry about that later. It's not the big deal here.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend, for the Alliance. Light bless you.
Oh, I forgot to do a gold update. I am currently at 154 gold. I'm getting kind of crappy gear where I'm not doing dungeons, but hopefully it doesn't affect my leveling speed too much. Whoops. Last time I did this, I didn't have to fight anything. This time I'll probably have to fight everything. I'm fairly certain that that's supposed to reset that. The cooldown of your Tiger Fury is reset when the target dies within one of your bleed effects active, and Tiger Fury lasts 5 additional seconds. Oh, I didn't put a bleed effect on it. That could be my issue there. Go ahead and make sure I get a bleed effect. What's nice is this will make killing a lot faster. Usually the pay one doesn't take that many to finally get them to pay up. Once you get Tiger Fury and the ability to reset it when you kill stuff, that is really nice and will increase your speed. I would not recommend going cat before you get that, especially in dungeons, because you'll just be sitting around waiting for your stuff to regen. That's actually a really nice upgrade. Well, it would be. It just kind of shows how bad quest stuff is. It can go from a green to a epic, a common to epic, and it's still not better than a dungeon thing I got earlier. And that was like 4 levels ago. So, kind of sucks. The one nice thing about cat form is you do get increased movement speed as you go around, so you will be getting a increase to your speed. Every time you kill something, though, Tiger Fury does reset, so you can kind of spam use it. However, the one thing it does suck, now I gotta heal. And I don't have anything ranged to pull with. Kind of surprised it's taking this many to get this. You do want to make sure you spend a little bit of energy before you use Tiger Fury because it does give you 50 back. If you use it too early, you won't get that 50 back, and that kind of does suck. It's like half your energy. You don't always have to get like full combo points to kill something if it's low in health. That is the rare one. Kind of unfortunate that I just got that mixed with this, so I might end up dying. As you can see, I am actually struggling a little bit more with it. Mostly because I don't actually play Feral that often. I'm not a huge fan. Like I probably already said a couple times. So I'm not like the best at it. However, I do know Feral well enough that I shouldn't be struggling this hard. Usually Feral also gets like the crappy end of the stick most of the time. If any of the druid specs are going to be bad, it's going to be Feral. It's really good to use Tiger Fury right before you use Ferocious Bite, because Ferocious Bite also gets more damage if you have 25% energy. plus. It only goes up to 25% energy. However, if you have it, if you have it, then you get like 25% increased damage to it or something like that. Oh, 100% increased damage for 25 energy. Oh, I thought I killed that. Not having too much luck with quest. I do hope this doesn't persuade you from cat. It's just low level cat just isn't very good. You don't have the haste to keep up your energy very well.
Need help? Go with honor, friend, for the Alliance. Be careful. Light bless you.
I think I am going to go back Boomkin just because I think it's a lot faster and I just prefer it a lot more. Double check they got all my spells. I really don't care about that right now. Another rare mob. Usually rare mobs, I think they give a lot more experience too when you kill them, which is nice. Make sure you get my flight point. I actually don't know if I got the flight point in Goldshire or not. The one thing I do like to do is go ahead and fly back to Goldshire. No, actually, I won't do that. Usually, I would fly back to Goldshire and turn that quest. However, I plan to, after finishing Westfall, go to Goldshire and then head right. I love the Trents. It's kind of like having like little homies. Plus, they do an extremely good job of tanking stuff. So if I pull a bunch of stuff, I can just pop the Trents, and it's just all in all, it's a really good thing. In dungeons, it can save. Like if a tank gets low, pop the Trents, and they're like mini tanks until they die. Just do that right there. Forgot my boomkin for him. If I had Starfall, it would be a little bit better, but I don't, unfortunately. Don't have enough points yet to get to it. I did break one of my rules right then. Usually I try to do the pickup part first, that way. Because you almost always kill more mobs than you need. I haven't even got like one dirt yet, and I've already killed all my coyotes. It's not a big deal if you have to kill more, but it does take extra time. So if you're trying to go for speed, go ahead and turn this quest in. I usually wouldn't, but since I'm here anyway, I don't think there's a follow-up for inside the mine, but I can't remember. Nope. This next quest pretty much has me going to the end of the mine. That almost got me killed. I didn't realize that This was on my other form. So when I went to pull really big, I pulled everything and then I had to switch out a form, which means I lost my armor. Losing your armor really sucks. Like I said, I don't know why they have it in the talent tree and then you automatically get it. I don't even think there's a difference in the form. Another nice thing is whenever I do proc this, my one talent procs a lot more often. I can't remember what the name of it is. I can't even say that. Solstice. There we go. For 6 seconds, it basically increases all the dot falling stars. I just need one more, so I'm going to cat form, speed boost, because I don't need to kill all these. But I do have to run to the end of this, no matter what. There's another rare. One huge perk to playing at night or early in the morning when no one else is playing. These will be everywhere. And right now I'm at 2 bars, so let me see how much experience I get for killing this. I got almost a full bar just for killing that. So it's not a ton, but when you get usually not even 1/10 of a bar for killing it, it's a pretty decent little jump. I gotta do this quest, however I cannot do it while in form. The orc did not like that. Actually, that's an ogre, not an orc. I wish that these were playable classes or races, because they have all the classes in the game for it. I don't know why they never added it in. I think that would have been an amazing class. I keep saying class, race. But alas, they did not. I think instead they gave us pandas at that time. Good opportunity to see if I can need to add anything to my action bars. Looks like I got everything that I need. And my speed boost is back up. Having stealth is definitely amazing for caves. Don't have to fight my way out. Even though it is experience, like I said, most of your experience actually comes from questing, so it saves a lot of time. Some people look at it as like, oh, well, you get experience for killing stuff, you're just missing out on experience, but it's about time, experience for the time you're putting in. If I could have done a quest in that amount of time, well, I would have got a lot more experience than killing those 5 or 6 mobs. That's nice. Now I just need a held in offhand. Now I have to be very stealthy in eavesdrop. Just don't mind the wood forest cat dancing in front of you. I kind of like how that happens as a workout and makes it like a 4-on-4 when you summon the Trents. I think it would be kind of cool if the Trents were had a little different animation coming in, like maybe they came up from the ground or something.
Be careful.
A little bit like Holy DK summons the dead people from the ground. Or like the druid maybe throws down seeds and they sprout up really fast or something to that extent would be kind of neat. One perk I did just remember, I do believe as a feral druid, you do get an increased cap speed for him, but I'm not sure on that. Or maybe it's talented somewhere through there. I gotta get like 2 points to be able to get Starfall.
King's honor, friend. Go with
Not
honor,
doing too
friend.
bad in speed. I don't think I'm gonna be as fast as I was from 15 to 20. Some of that has to do with talking while recording. Some of it has to do with sometimes I can just like get distracted by random mobs. Found another rare. I've actually never seen this rare before. Because usually he's always dead. Example of getting a quest. Sometimes these don't proc though, and you do have to open your bags, so you do need to watch out for that. I just let the Starfall kill the rest of them. Slings aren't too bad, but I think I got betters from the dungeon. Yeah. I usually try to stay away from versatility while leveling, especially on Boomkin. Haste and crit over everything. Mastery might be good, but I usually find haste to be the best while leveling. It's been so long since I've actually looked at the preferred stats that I'm not 100% sure what the top 2 stats are. Icy Veins does have that information though. But like I said previously, while leveling, stats really don't matter. Yeah, I'm getting almost like no experience from the kills. That kind of sucks. As a new player, pulling this much might be a little risky for you. Just pull what's in your means. If you do die, it's not a huge deal. If you do have the Dark Moon Fair buff and die, that is kind of a pain at that point. So I would probably play a little more safe depending on if you have that buff or not. Thought there might be a chest over here. Trying to take full advantage of the fact that this zone seems to be kind of dead. Which you might run into that a lot when playing WoW, because there's just so many expansions to choose from. Even though I would say Classic's the most popular if you play early in the morning, most of the time you're probably still not going to see people. Now I just need some more of the birds. I should hit 22 off this.
Well met. For the Alliance. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
Need help? Be careful. Farewell.
I wish this gear sold for a little bit more. 3 silvers is kind of a joke.
Greetings. Be careful.
Just get 1 more point here and I'm good. Need 2 more points here and I'm good. I do feel like I am going slower than when I did dungeons.
Have a good one.
Especially when I tanked, I was going like super fast. You can see how many chapters is in a zone. Like I've done 1 out of 3 chapters. Westfall isn't huge. 3 chapters isn't much. A lot of the newer expansion zones have sometimes up to 9, which can take a while. I think Shadowlands, a lot of those had 9. For leveling, it's really good. For questing, the zones kind of get boring. I think 3 is actually a really nice number because once you start getting bored of the zone, oh, well, I can go to a new zone now. I don't know if you have to actually start a zone. No, it'll show you. Duskwood has 5. Stranglethorn Vale, which has northern and southern, has 4. And then the top, I think, has 5. So it has about, I don't know, about 7. That's not too bad. But an example of a new zone is the Dragon Isle, which does not show since I am not high enough, I guess. Broken Isle. Yeah, see, Broken Isle has 8, 7, 7. So they have a lot more as the zones go up. Personally, I think it's so they have to make less zones because if you have a bunch of zones with only 3 lines of story progression, then you have to make more zones, which keeps people more entertained, in my opinion. I'd rather have 5 small zones that change up the landscape a bunch than do the entire same zone back to back to back for like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it be. Now that I'm getting almost done to 25, I'm just gonna make my way back over there now. Once you know you're safe, you can kind of jump off of the mount, just do what you need to. You definitely don't want to dismount while you're over there. You don't even have to use the equipment per se there. Sometimes you do. It's like mandatory. You'll die there. Nah, I've done it without it. It just takes a little bit longer. Because I didn't even realize for a while that you even needed to do that.
Be careful.
Still running into the issue of gear not being very usable.
Go with honor, friend.
One thing that can definitely increase your speed while questing, making sure you do not pull one target at a time. As a new player, once you get more comfortable, you definitely, the more you can pull and not die, the faster you will go. If you can pull 10 mobs, you need 10 mobs per quest, and you have decent AoE, you'll kill them almost instantly, versus it might take you a little bit if you try to kill them one by one.
What can I do for you?
Need
That
help?
would definitely be a advanced
God bless you.
strategy.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend.
I didn't even know there was a quartermaster here.
Looking for something specific?
Kind of weird. Usually quartermasters are for rep, but this just sells bread. So that's
See you
interesting.
later.
Well met.
Yeah, a pretty decent amount of quests here.
You need something?
Looks like I gotta feed people, kill people. That's about it. There's a way you can kind of, I wouldn't say cheat this quest. However, let me see if I can just go over there straight. There's a big group of these guys that you can feed. However, if other people's doing it, those people go straight there too. So you kind of just have to make your best. If you see a bunch of people, I'd probably just go around the outskirts of the castle or fortress area. However, if not, you can just walk straight over here. A ton of hungry villagers or hustlers. Just trying to drop one there. Usually around the outside of the city, you'll probably, see, I keep saying city, of the fortress, you'll probably get around 2 at a time. As you can see there, I knocked out about 12. Plus you have big groups on the side too. This will put me at 18. I just got to get 2 more and I'm good. You do have to be careful because if they are spread out, it is hard to hit more than one. There'll be times where you can only hit one. Now I just have to go kill a lot of dog human things. I'll go ahead and go back to my Dragonflight form. These can cause issues if you try to kill them. They go by how much you have to do a certain amount of damage, or you don't actually get credit for killing it. I'm just trying to get a bunch of tags before I go ahead and proc this. Got my orders. For these, the best way if you have the AoE is just to come over here. They're bunched up. My only AoE is dotting, so it really doesn't matter. I just need 3 more. See if I can get this one to come over here. Fast and easy.
Greetings. King's honor, friend. Light bless you. Be careful.
Can I help you? See you around.
I'm sure there's probably a more optimal way to do quests. I just really enjoy classic zones. I would be surprised if you can do any other quest much faster because classic zones were originally designed for someone without a mount. So if you have a mount, they're all kind of bunched up in areas. So even though the zones have been reworked,
It's too far away.
you'll notice that once that procs, they actually go down a lot faster. Kind of surprised there isn't a rare over here. At least not one that I noticeably see. Usually they have a little bit different type of look to them, but not always. Sometimes they're just random rares sitting around. Like that guy has an obvious weird look. However, he's not rare. He's just a quest guy. The reason why you see me getting linen cloth, which is a type of cloth used for tailoring and first aid, or I think it's called bandages now, but it's a type of cloth. Only humanoids usually drop it, but there are, or have been, I should say, expansion packs where Beast also dropped it, so it kind of depends on what expansion you're playing. It's really weird, kind of throws some people off because of that. Because forever in WoW, the only people who would drop that type of stuff was humanoids. And the one I needed reset, that sucks. Sometimes trying to pull big does bite you in the butt. Usually these mobs aren't this spread out though. Kind of having issues pulling a bunch of them. And the last one over here. If you ever need to auto run, it's the lock key, number lock. I usually use it if I need to take a drink or something. You can also hit both mouse buttons together, will also make you run. However,
Hello.
I find it easier to hit the number lock, that way I can just steer. I'm not sure how this quest is actually supposed to work. I know if you don't have stealth, it kind of sucks. Because you actually have to get pretty close to pop the actual stealth itself. That was a very odd glitch where it kind of made it seem like I was outside. Yeah, like doing that right there. They just shadow meld, boom. Gotta love Night Elf shadow meld.
Hey there.
Good aggro, run up, boom, knock it
Farewell.
off. I am almost 23 at 42 minutes. That's not too bad. Dungeons would have been a lot faster though, unfortunately. And I feel like I'm not even leveling that slow. It's just so much running in half the time. Like I said, it could be the zone I picked. This might not be a very good zone. If you do get hit while in travel form, the one thing that sucks is I do believe you get a movement penalty. I'm not sure to what degree you get a movement penalty, but you do get one, versus if you're mounted, you don't really get one. Once you get flying at 30, questing probably does become a little bit better, I would say. And then at 40, I think it is that you get the fast flying if you can ever afford it on alts and stuff, because on your first tune, it would be really hard to afford that by level 40. I mean, I'm 22 now and I got 202 gold. However, 150 flying's fine. You don't know 150 flying slow until you get 300% or 280, whatever it is.
Be careful.
But once you have that, you can't go back.
For the Alliance.
Beating up on the poor deer, I see how it is. I'm probably going to get a decent amount of aggro here, so I'm going to pop bark skin. Right, just far enough. Solar Beam's kind of a nice spell. It's a AoE interrupt. I believe once I finish this area, though, I think this is the last, like 2 out of 3. I think once I turn this quest in. Make sure you get my flight point.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
I guess I was wrong. I don't know where the next part would be at then. Before there was a point to do this stuff, I mean, you couldn't do the dungeon quest without doing this stuff. However, now you just get stuff automatically, so. Picked up a quest. Gotta get them bandanas. On the map up here, you can kind of see where it's the bandana quest. It's the bright circle. However, I was doing the quest to pick up the items. This kind of gives you the brief idea of where it's at. Like, I know it's down in here. I think it might even show you now, because it looks like, yeah. So through the floor, I can kind of see like I need to go up there. It didn't used to do that. It used to just kind of show you. But now I guess they're like, people can't find this stuff. We gotta make it more obvious. You gotta love the summoning the homie spell. Not 100% sure where the mysterious propaganda is. Oh, there it is. It's on the building. It doesn't glow like the other ones do, so I walked right by it. That would be a hard quest to do, though, if you've never done it before. Because I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't done it before. You probably have to look it up online.
Light bless you. Be careful. For the Alliance. Light bless you.
I might queue up for a dungeon. Come, my brothers and homies. The fact that they can't see the big boomkin standing here is amazing. Trying to figure out where the last chapter's
What
at.
can I do for you? Be careful.
Well, there's chapter 2 out of 3, so I guess I'll know in a second.
Each day is a blessing. Dionys Akar.
Hopefully this isn't one of those chapters where it's just a lot of quests that just take forever. You'll see real thugs see these trees over here. They're just like beating everybody up. Do I have to be in the actual dungeon for that? Let me see. Yep, gotta actually be in the dungeon for that, huh? Not too hard to walk down here. I don't think you have to go in the dungeon. I think you just gotta be outside the dungeon. Feels like it's pretty nice gold. I do wish they would up the item vendor price because getting like 9 gold for a quest turn in and getting like a 3 silver item is just kind of insulting. Oh, I gotta be up in the dungeon, which means it's probably gonna kick me out of my queue. Or maybe not. I'm kind of surprised. I do not like this quest chain. It's kind of slow.
None may challenge the Brotherhood. Lapdogs, all of them. Fools! Our brother's righteous rebel.
You kind of run out. That's like the fast way out of the dungeon. Well, oh, now I gotta walk all the way back over here. I see how that is. Ooh, rare. I'm finding all the rares today. I barely ever see this rare because of where it sits. Yeah, even if it's not for the gear, even though that might actually be pretty good. No, mine's better. Even not for the gear, I mean, 1 bar of free experience. I mean, I'll stop and kill that any day. Waiting on a healer. Highly tempted just to click out of that because by the time I get into the dungeon, I'm gonna be to the point that I probably shouldn't run it. That way I could stop at 25. Trying to decide if I want to go do this quest chain over here or not. It's kind of out of the way. I'll wait just because I don't think it's part of the main quest chain.
Day to you.
That's all I'm really trying to do over here.
Have a good one.
It'll be one of those times where it just runs me around the zone though. If it looks like it's going to be that, I'll just leave because I don't need to actually complete the zone. Usually your best bet is to stay for a little bit, but after you get so far into a zone, it kind of runs out of quests and kind of starts just feeding you one quest after the other. You're better off just starting a new zone.
Light be with you. Light bless you. Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
She was a spy. Well, this guy just kind of sat here. Or wait, was he part of the enemy? Never mind. Oh, that one goes all the way to Stormwind. However, I get a pretty nice weapon out of it, so definitely worth doing. It'll be a little bit of a run, but
Hello.
I'll go to Stormwind first, turn in that quest, turn in whatever. I think I'll skip it. Well, yeah. I'll make this a quest only, even though it's going to take me a lot longer than an hour to get the 25. I do have some pretty nice quests to turn in, though. I got this one over here for Hogger, which is like 4,000. Got the one in Stormwind, which is 4,000. That's not even worth doing. I'm gonna look at my talents. I love the fact that druids have super long range by increasing it by 6 yards. I think I'm gonna take this out actually, put this in Starfall. That way I could get Twin Moons next and then get Celestial Alignment, which gives me a nice cooldown. I feel like having AoE kind of is important as a druid. And even though crit is nice, I don't really need it right now. Since I'm here, I'm at 237 gold,
Well met.
so I might as well go ahead and pop that.
Safe travels.
Once it goes away, I can mount. Another example of me forgetting to take the quest. Whoops. Which is like all the way over here. What I'm considering doing is going and hitting a Burning Crusade if I decide to do more quests. I kind of like the jump expansions a lot. I think it's a lot more fun. What is this?
All is not lost. Not yet.
Oh, that's a Shadowland? Yeah, I'll never do that. Shadowlands was not... The zones weren't horrible, but they were definitely not very friendly. So if you don't have flying, which I think I do have the flying for a lot of Shadowlands, then it's a huge pain to get around. Some of the zones look pretty nice, but some of them kind of sucked.
Well met. Have a good one. Safe travels. Be careful. See you around.
Let's skip that cinematic.
Keep your eyes open. Back to your duties. I'm counting on you.
Hey there. Safe travels.
I'm not sure where that's at, and I don't want to risk going super far out of the way. So for now, I'll go ahead and skip that. I hit up Goldshire next. Kind of wish you could customize in the barbershop your travel form, especially how much time you spend in it in low levels. I think it costs like a gold after the first time to change your appearance, so it's not too bad. And they recently took the gender out of the shop, so now you can change it in the barbershop as well. Which is nice because it used to cost like $20 or $30 to do, so.
Looking for something specific?
There's a huge benefit into buying this stuff.
Have a good one.
I mostly just do it for the reduction in cost for this stuff.
What can I do for you?
Well met. Be careful.
I think I'm going to skip the rest of Westfall just because I think it's going to take a while. I just realized this zone really doesn't have a completion thing for it. I think Red Ridge Mountains isn't too bad.
Help.
However, I'm not a huge fan of it either.
Light bless you.
Let's see. Yeah, I've kind of gotten to the point where I got to take something crappy just because I got nothing else really to take. Trying to decide if I want to keep going here or if I want to go somewhere else. I've kind of hit the point of I'm running out of stuff. The only issue is I'd have to use a toy to be able to get down there, and that toy does not count towards a new player. It pretty much gives you the flight points of everything on this continent. There's two toys, one that gives you this one that gives you this one. They're about 10,000 gold each. However, for alts, they are amazing. However, in this situation, I can't use it. Oh, there it is. Improved Sunfire. That's what the really good spell is. We can just pull everything in one spot and dot everything with one ability. It's so nice. One huge perk to tank questing is that you can pull a lot and not have to worry about dying. For the most part, I should say. This is a very dangerous spot. It's really easy just to pull a bunch of crap. Fishing is also a profession. Fishing usually can make pretty good gold. However, in my experience, it's usually the very start of expansion. I didn't do Shadowland fishing. However, I know in previous expansions like Battle for Azeroth and those, usually fishing kind of fell off. Sometimes there will be like rare stuff you can get after the expansion finishes that useful to people who might be playing through it. But most of the time, you're kind of it's pointless. The Darkmoon Fair is the only thing that actually might have something worth doing fishing with, and that is Darkmoon Fair fish, which is something I actually need to show.
You need something?
Probably, well,
Safe travels. How are you?
once I grab this quest, I'll go show it. You can get mounts
Hey
and
there.
stuff.
What can I do for you? Good day to you.
There's these little puddles and stuff that sit around the Darkmoon Fair island itself, and you can go around. If you get the fish finding thing, you can fish them. You get like Darkmoon Fair fish. Takes like 500 to get a water mount, I think. This video is taking forever anyway, so might as well add to it as I go. Yeah, the little pools will be like all the way around here. Back when this came out in Canada, that gave current world mats, but then they got rid of it. I don't know why. It's only here like a month, 1 week out of a month, and the pools were limited and it caused a lot of competition. It was actually a lot of fun. If you got lucky and there was no one out here, you could make thousands of gold. And back then, that was before inflation happened in Warlords of Draenor, so you can make like killing off of the Darkmoon Fair. There's also the Darkmoon cards. I've never been much into them. They basically like make trinkets. I kind of feel like they threw the Darkmoon Fair to the side after a while. It was kind of a really neat concept. Here's a vendor.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Darkmoon Dagger Maul. You can get those from the auction house. Depending, sometimes there's like a huge influx of them and they're very cheap. Sometimes they're not. You can get pets. There's a water mount. I'm not really sure what the treasure map gets you. There's another pet. Some recipes. Some of these recipes at one point were extremely valuable because you can make these for the current content and they were percentages like 10% health and mana and mythic pluses. These were amazing because you basically could get full mana within seconds, and if you had to constantly do that as a healer, it was killer because it cut off so much time. It was way better than the current. However, they completely killed it by putting a level cap on it because it didn't used to have a level cap, which completely killed the price of the Darkmoon Dagger Ball. Because now all they can be used for is all this stuff, a toy, and then the Darkmoon Firewater, which you're better off fishing up from the pools. It gives you like increased deftness. I'm not really sure what that is. Oh wait, it tells you gather resources quicker. It's really good for older world content if you want to happen to herb or something. However, they've kind of nerfed a lot of the stuff in the game. I've noticed like they've nerfed experience boost, they nerfed gathering speed boost, and all that over the years. To the point that honestly, the Darkmoon Dagger Maul are probably not even worth anything anymore. I used to have a lot of them. I still might, but they're not they're pretty much useless. Go ahead and grab this since I'm by here. If it's one thing Blizzard's good at, it's nerfing stuff that doesn't need to be touched. Kind of like how the heirlooms, when you bought them, used to have experience boost. Now they just kind of stick with you as you level. Because the little perks you get on the side or at the bottom for the sets are kind of garbage. Because I think it used to be like about 55% experience boost. Because I had all the pieces plus the trinkets and rings. But for some reason they took it out of the game when they did the level crunch, even though it takes the same amount of time to level as it did. Actually, I take that back. It was a lot faster to level before they did the level crunch, so they actually made it take longer. Some of that might have been from taking away the heirloom experience, but still. I used to be able to get, I think, like I said, attune 1 to 110, which I think 120 was Battle for Azeroth cap. So that was like a couple expansions ago when they did that. Drastically increased the time now. It made a lot of people mad too because it costs a lot of money to level up your heirlooms and stuff, and there's people who have all the heirlooms maxed out. Then they make them pretty much just gear pieces that level with you versus the main reason 90% of people bought them was for the experience as you leveled up. Right over to this mine real quick and scout it out. As a stealthy, going through this mine will take like no time flat. As long as I don't like just run over a mob by accident, not paying attention, that happens a lot too. Like that. I kind of got lucky that it didn't pull. Rogues and druids have a huge advantage when it comes to quests like this. Say I have to fight like 10 of those, grabbed it and go. As I'm going through, I do try to like click around, see if I can see any like special mobs. I dropped my mouse there. Thought that was a chest. Kind of looked like a chest. It's actually a rock.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Why don't you give me a quest to just go back there? I don't think it does. That's kind of why I did it, but give it my luck. Nope. First, I'll go down here and take care of the murlocs. First, I need to kill bears and wolves. Little trick there for you. If you have this full, go ahead and pop it, because this also gives you 20 astral power, so you don't want to be capped out when you use it. In a way, it's a lot like cat form. You gotta watch your resources. If I need to, I can just heal while I kill stuff. Thought about using trees there, but didn't really see a point. Stuff was about to die anyway. Plus, being around these murlocs, I kind of want to save my trees. As you can tell, they're really tightly grouped and it would be really easy to die. Almost got enough. Having an issue finding the bears, though, oddly enough. This is a herb. What you can tell is you highlight it and it says requires herbalism. After saying that out loud, I feel like that's kind of like a duh type of thing, but some people may never played MMO before, so.
Light be with you.
Light be with you. Be careful. For the Alliance. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
I got a lot of quests over here. But I was missing the entire time.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
So I need 2 bears and a wolf. The wolves are like everywhere, man. There's a bear. And a random Murloc. Oh, we're right beside the Murlocs. I was like, I don't know what these Murlocs are doing up here. Now I can get these bundles of wood, which are just sitting beside, I think, the bottoms of trees. Like that. What's nice with this is I can kind of just run the mobs around a little bit. I don't actually have to fight anything, I don't think. Unless I see a bear. That quest done. Yeah, multi-questing definitely is a must if you want to quest and do any type of speed. Some people like to min-max questing. I don't think that's fun. I much rather enjoy just chill, relax questing, doing the zones I think are more aesthetically pleasing. Sometimes I want to just spam dungeons. Just depends. I actually really like tanking dungeons. Has a little bit of a challenge to it. My last one right there. There we go. Dealing with casters kind of sucks. Can't get them all in one spot. However, with a druid, Starfall has a huge range. I can dodge. It's not too bad. If I was cat form, this would really suck. And I just finished enough quests to hit the next level. Easily hit the next level. One ring to rule them all. Go down here and turn in first. I don't have to worry too much about going to the end. I don't plan on letting this tune sit for too long.
Need help? Be careful, for the Alliance. Light bless you.
Actually, I think it was going to be this close. I'm gonna run down there and do that quest real quick though. This is starting to kind of show just how long it takes to quest and level. I doubt it would have taken me over an hour to get these 5 levels doing dungeons. However, it's taking me well over an hour now to get these 5 levels. Could just leave it at that. 100%. 150 experience off. Wonder if I find anything that's like 149. Probably just turn in this quest right here. They call that 20 to 25.
Well met. Farewell. Go with honor.
Victory. Still not getting very good gear though. I mean, I'm level 25 getting Force Intellect 7 Stam, and I've had this belt since between 10 and 20. I think I actually got the belt a lot lower than, I think around level 13. I think it was one of the first things I got out of one of the bags. So I would definitely say my gear is taking a huge hit from doing 5 levels of questing, unfortunately. This isn't bad, however. Having the ability to multi-dot would definitely be better. Well, everyone, that is my level 20 through 25. I believe this is part 4. Part 5 should be more than likely 25 to 30. Hopefully I can do it a little faster. I'll probably focus more a little on dungeons, especially since my gear is so out of dated now. I'm actually running into issues. Hope you enjoyed watching.